of this afternoon's briefing. Well, there are 3 new evacuation orders, zone 267, 270, and 273. Now, this is a live look at the Park Fire. This is burned right up to the edge of Highway 32. This is the KCRA helicopter. And again, 75,000 acres has now burned. This is right up to the edge of Highway 32. We believe this is between Chico and Forest Ranch. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking conditions for us right now. Howie, we could sure use some good news.
The firefighters, they're working as hard as they can. Unfortunately, they're not being assisted by our atmospheric conditions, Linda, and that is what we need more than anything. And unfortunately, I can't give you that news because it's probably a couple days before we start to see more favorable conditions to fight and combat these fires. Here's our Alert California, UC San Diego cam in Shoe-and-Horse and Shasta County. That is out of the way of what's taking on here further to the south. Here's some we got red flag warnings, elevated fire danger weather, and then we do cool down, but that's on the back burner for the moment. Here's a look at our wind speed. So winds, for the most part, 10, 15, 17, 20 mile per hour winds, but we're seeing some gust in that 23, 26 mile per hour wind scheme. So a lot of this activity, though, again, you see where Chico is, this is getting pushed to the north. So, I mean, I think Paradise, as much as the winds are veering, everything's pretty much going this way. But again, embers can get thrown 5 miles from fires. They can burn hot for up to 8 hours before burning out into ash, non-carbon anymore. So for the most part, though, everything is going to the north, getting pushed away, kind of the way a lot of the charts are showing the fire. Really quick, get to some temperatures. A warm evening for the most part overnight, and then tomorrow. Now, I'm showing you temperatures hot because hot weather, it speeds up the evaporation process. That speeds up curing of fuels, any moisture that's available. The hotter the ground is, the hotter the vegetation burns, and everything evaporates moisture-wise very much on the easier side for these fires to continue to develop. Now, let me break down the atmosphere, why all this is happening. High pressure that moved in for days and days and days, as it moves off, it's interacting with storms to the north in Canada. It's interacting with low pressure off the coast of Southern California. And then a little bit out there further, there's more high pressure. All these systems are pulling on one another. And with that tug, we're seeing the winds, the one criteria that has been the deciding factor right now in our environment, to all of a sudden becoming very dangerous in terms of controlling and containing fires. For 3 weeks, we were on the calm side with high pressure sitting right here. That's not the case right now. Our atmosphere is changing with the cooler temperatures, but with that, we're seeing the winds elevate. And with the elevation of the winds, it is making things very, very difficult out here in terms of combating fires. So it's going to be a couple days before the atmosphere repairs itself. Again, humidity levels very much on the low and dangerous side, under 15%. Looking ahead, okay, we do cool down, but that is still very hot, and that's going to keep the evaporation process going, continuing to dry out the fuels in the area. So I wish I could give you better news, Linda. We're just looking at, we need these winds to start to die down, and that's going to be a few days away. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.